Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to shoot the 225 grain ELD-M bullet in the 30-06. Now you might say, why would you be shooting that bullet? Well, one, we always talk about the versatility of the 30-06. I want to show its versatility. The box says 1 in 10 twists, so the 30-06 should stabilize it without any issues. And we talk about 110 to 220-ish grain bullets, so I just wanted to show that it can do it. Now, admittedly, this bullet was more designed for magnums, 30 caliber magnums, and you're not going to get the velocity out of the 30-06 as you would, say, a 300 Win Mag, 300 Weatherby Magnum. But I think you can get decent velocity, and with that high of a BC, even down range, you're going to get substantial energy and velocity. It's going to retain those things, and it can be really good. They also might be saying, well, why would you be shooting a match bullet? So first of all, I do not recommend using match bullets for harvesting game. This would be more of varmint eradication, predator eradication. Now, usually when you think of a varmint bullet, you think of a very lightweight, flat, and fast shooting round, and that is correct. But let's say you got cattle and a wolf, coyote, something is eating your calves, killing your livestock, whatever the case, and you see it, but it's always like 500 or 600 yards out, and all you got's an old 30-06. Well, this would be a great bullet for that. It's an eradication bullet. If it goes in a few inches and blows up, it's fine, because you're just trying to kill the animal. You're not worried about, meat preservation. So this basically is a ballistic missile strike from a 30-06 at long range. Starting out here with accurate 4350. I couldn't find a load, so I copied H4350 and went pretty conservative. And I shot this the other day, and the velocities were anemic. I'll put it on the screen here. You can kind of see some of the velocities. So I decided to up the game a little bit and see what kind of velocities we get today. Might not be any good, but we're going to try it. It's the first time I've ever used accurate 4350 powder. Then I've got some Superformance, and I've got 5 different 3-shot groups loaded up. We're going to see what kind of velocity we get and the accuracy. And of course, we will look at the holes on paper here in a minute and make sure that it's stable. It should be stable though. So let's get to it. Very confident that these are going to be stable. There's going to be no issues, but we're going to go down here and look at the target. I will say I'm using just large rifle primers. I'm not using Magnum primers. 2450 was that last one. Just the smallest sign of pressure on the primer, but not much at all. Never really jumped in velocity, just consistently jumped up. So I'm pretty happy with it. I was shooting for 2450, and I'm happy with 2450. I do think the Superformance that we're getting ready to shoot is going to get us more velocity, but let's go ahead and look at the bullet holes. Yeah, just as expected, 0 stability issues. Temperatures in the high 60s today. But yeah, the box said 1 in 10 twists, so I didn't know why there would be, but just to verify, there you go. All right, so this is the first group with Superformance. Okay velocity, definitely better than the beginning when I first started shooting the accurate 4350. But obviously this is just our first load, so it's going to get better. Let's go down here and look at the group size. Not good, not good at all. It's about a 2.5 inch group. So not good. I wonder if I need to hold the rifle differently. Usually I don't have to, but with that much of a thump, I wonder if I need to grab the rifle with my left hand, hold it a little bit more stable. I think I'll try that on the next load. But anyway, on to the next one. All right, group 2, 1 grain more of Superformance powder. So you saw the velocity increase, definitely increased by a little bit. Nothing substantial, but headed in the right direction. I tried something different that time. I tried to hold onto the stock, which I don't normally do when I'm bench rest shooting. And my hand slipped off every single time, so I'm just not used to doing that. Need to either grip it tighter or stop. So let's see if this group is any count at all. That'll probably tell me if I need, like, what I need to do on the next one. Well, definite improvement in accuracy versus that. Of course, there's no way of knowing if it's the way I'm holding the gun or if it's the different powder charge or a combination of both, but that's not terrible. That's probably a little over an inch, but I think I'll keep gripping it the way I'm gripping it for the next group, and we'll see what happens. Just in case I forgot to mention it, the overall length of these is 3.516, which is well over the maximum cartridge overall length. When I tested the jam and then I backed up by 20 thousandths, they were 3.616. Insane length. So it wouldn't quite fit in the magazine at that length, so I backed it up to 3.516. Fits in the magazine perfectly, cycles perfectly. So that's 100 thousandths off of the lands. But anyway, SD and ES were really good on this group. Getting close to 2450, which is about what I wanted. Based on the book numbers, I was thinking in my head, if I can get to 2450, I'll be happy. Let's see what the group looks like. Not bad. About the same as that one. Ever since I started holding the stock, to give it a little bit less recoil jump, it's helped some. It's probably a minute of angle, maybe just over, but yeah, say minute of angle. Good ES, good SD. I'm pretty happy with that, and the velocity is about where I wanted, and I've still got 2 charge weights to go. Let's see if we get any pressure. Okay, I don't have any idea what the group looks like. That old scope, I can't really see it. But I'm gonna say this, so far, very impressed with Hornady Superformance powder as far as the ES and the SD. Like, incredible, incredible. Yes, I'm shooting small sample sizes, but that's the 4th load I've shot, 4th 3-shot group I've shot. They've all been excellent. So very impressed with that. And the velocity is getting up there at 2470. That's good. Happy with it. Let's see what the group looks like. All right, not the greatest group. It opened up a little bit. Had 2 there, pretty good. But I did have a flyer, so 1.5-inch group with a 225 grain bullet. It's a lot of recoil. It ain't terrible. I'm okay with that. I would prefer a group like that or that. So that did kind of open up slightly, but man, overall really good. I'm gonna shoot down here at this target in the middle for the last group, and let's see how it goes. Unfortunately, some trucks are going to be working over here, so I got to wrap this up quick. Shot my last 2 shots really fast. Let me just show you this group. All right, so I'm in a hurry, so I'm gonna get back to my reloading bench and let's talk about this. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here at the reloading bench. As you saw, some trucks had to get down there and do some work back there. So I didn't want to be shooting whenever they were down there. So I rushed those last 2 shots. Somehow got the best group of the day, which is kind of funny. I did get an average muzzle velocity over 2,500 for that last 3-shot group. And even though the SD and the ES wasn't as good as the 3 previous groups, it was still decent. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. Like I showed at the beginning, I shot accurate 4350 the other day and it was just terrible velocity. So I just did a ladder test today just to kind of see if I could get it up there. And I did. I got it up to 2450 and there was just a little bit of pressure. So it's pretty well done. And I didn't get that same pressure on the Superformance. So I think I could actually go a little further and get a little bit more velocity. But 2,500, I am good with that. And just so you're aware, 2,500 feet per second with the BC of that bullet, which by the way is 777 out of a 30-06. I put in a ballistics calculator, all my information as far as the temperature today and the altitude and all that. At 400 yards, now that's 2,500 feet per second, BC of 777. At 400 yards, that bullet is still going 2,089 feet per second, and the energy is still 2182, okay? And the drop is 33.5 inches, so it's less than a yard drop. Even though it don't start out super fast, it retains its velocity and therefore energy so well because of that high BC. Even out to 600 yards, it still is going 1898 on velocity and 1801 on energy. At 600 yards, it still has 1,800 foot-pounds of energy. Plenty to kill an elk. But like I said, this is not to harvest game. This is to eradicate predators. Also it would be good, let's just say that you are hog hunting, but you're not doing it for meat. You just have an over-infestation of hogs on your property. And so you're not worried about harvesting the game. You just need to thin these animals out. This could be good for that too. So whether it's pesky mountain lion that you have, is legal to kill and it's harming your livestock or whatever, a wolf, a coyote, whatever kind of predator that it is, or just a bunch of coyotes that are causing trouble, or maybe even hogs that are ruining your crops. And you got an old 30-06, can it do the job? Absolutely. Out to 600 yards, even further, it can do the job. It's got a bit of a thump, but not the same recoil that a 30 caliber Magnum would have. So you're gonna have a little bit less recoil. Still gonna thump you pretty good. But man, you can drop the blade. You can absolutely hammer a predator out of that distance. You can drop a missile from the heavens. So anyway, this has been a fun video to make. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Share this video if you think it's worth sharing. Comment below. I do know from a short that I put out that several of you have been shooting this bullet for a while out of your 30-06. And I know a few of you said you got 2,600, maybe even a little bit more feet per second. And one powder that you used a lot was H4831 Shortcut. So that might be something that I need to look at. But if you do have experience with this cartridge and this bullet, please leave that below. Love to hear about it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Check the links in the description below. I think you'll find some interesting things. And hopefully you have a wonderful day. And until next time, take care.